Hello again. I'm Tyler Smith of Battleship Pretension, and this is another Tyler's movie collection. You can see those watching video. There's my faithful movie wall, which is becoming somewhat excessive with every passing year. So today I wanted to talk about a film that I really love that people just don't really talk about very much, but it deserves to be seen for a number of reasons, and that is Phillip Noyce's The Quiet American, starring Michael Caine, Brendan Fraser, and a number of very dependable character actors. So it's based on a novel by Graham Greene, and incidentally, if you haven't read that novel, check it out. It's really marvelous. And it involves it's a Vietnam movie, but not the kind that we're used to seeing. You know, we're used to Platoon and Apocalypse Now and all of these other types of films. But this is about the United States involvement in Vietnam before the actual war. The type and it's about the type of intrigue and one could say carelessness that led to the Vietnam War. And it features Michael Caine in an Oscar-nominated performance for Best Actor. He lost out to Adrien Brody for The Pianist, which is a perfectly fine performance, a very good performance. That was actually that year. The nominees were Jack Nicholson for About Schmidt, Daniel Day-Lewis for Gangs of New York, Nicolas Cage for Adaptation, Michael Caine, and Adrien Brody. So it was a pretty good category that year. So I don't think I can really begrudge the Academy for not giving it to Michael Caine. But it is one of his best performances. And he plays a very cynical type of reporter who's based in Vietnam and and doesn't really turn in a lot of articles. He's found a way to stay away from London, which he does not like anymore, and he will crank out one or two articles a year in order to continue having his paper pay for him to live in Vietnam. So there's a humor to his character, but then yesterday I talked a lot about The Verdict, and you have Paul Newman's character not really caring much about what's going on, but then as the events of the film unfold, Michael Caine's character, like Paul Newman's, gets more and more involved and realizes that he can't just sit back and be neutral. His character is also reminiscent of Humphrey Bogart's character in Casablanca. You know, the idea of I stick my neck out for nobody, but eventually he has to pick a side. And the film was actually shelved for a year because it was going to come out shortly after or right around September 11th, 2001, and the film is more than a little indicting of American foreign policy, and at the time, people were not really in the mood for that, and so the studio held on to it, and it was released in 2002. And it is a really marvelous film. It's gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And so if you enjoy political intrigue, political commentary, really wonderful acting, and just gorgeous visuals, check it out. The Quiet American. It is available for streaming right now, and enjoy.